Hello, my friends. Caleb here. I am going to share an article with you that just came out yesterday about AI, artificial intelligence, and its potential impact. Some people are saying some things. Some people are speaking some pretty crazy numbers and things like that. So, artificial intelligence is something I've been talking about for a little while now. I've been researching it I've been in it for about 9 months now, and diligently doing my research, reading, experimenting, using tools, not just ChatGPT, but others, and trying to get a grasp on what it is and what it isn't. Also, I've been speaking to friends and things like that. So if this is something you're interested in, continue to watch this video. I'm going to show you this article from Forbes, I believe it is. Well, Fox, it's on Fox Business, but that says the IMF, which is the International Monetary Fund, is saying that AI will impact 60% of US jobs and increase inequality worldwide. So I'm going to read this article. We're going to talk about it, and then I'm going to share some of my thoughts on it. So stick around to the end here. Like I said, this came out yesterday, January 15, 2024. And it says that the IMF is sounding the alarm for that generative artificial intelligence could impact a significant share of jobs worldwide, and warn the technology's disruption of the global labor market could exacerbate inequality and fuel further social unrest. There's a lot packed into that statement. First of all, I'm just going to tell you what generative artificial intelligence is. There's really three categories of AI. There's narrow AI, which is like the chat bot, that you've seen on websites, things like that. Some computer in like some technology in like a Tesla, things like that. And then there's general AI. And general AI is like ChatGPT, things like that. It looks like a human, talks like a human, sounds like a human, but is not a human and is not sentient like a human. And then there's ASI, super AI. So ASI is like the real scary, like AI god, like Larry Page from Google would say he wants to create, and things like that, in a conversation with him and Elon Musk. But this is talking about the generative artificial intelligence. It's talking about the kind of the day and age we're in now with the things like ChatGPT and the like. So the IMF organization monitors the global economy and financial system. It's urging companies to implement policies to help ensure responsible adoption of the technology. In a blog post on Sunday, they pointed to a staff analysis of Gen AI's impact on the future of work, estimating Gen AI will affect 40% of jobs worldwide, 60% of those in advanced economies like the US, 40% in emerging markets, and 26% in developing nations. And this study determined that AI will have the most immediate impact on larger economies with highly skilled workers whose positions are at the greatest threat of replacement. Found roughly half the exposed jobs in developed nations would likely be complemented by AI. That's, an assistant complement, because it would enhance their roles and make them more efficient. The remaining half exposed to AI are under threat of failing in lower demand or even being eliminated in some instances, the report said. Although countries with emerging and developing markets will face less disruption from AI in the short term, the IMF warned that these nations' lack of infrastructure and skilled workforce enhances the risk that AI will deepen inequality among economies. And the report raised further concerns AI could broaden inequalities with nations who embrace, or as workers who embrace AI see their incomes rise, with those who shun it will fall behind. It points out that older workers who are more hesitant to embrace AI are more vulnerable than younger workers. So the generation that doesn't want to embrace the technology, obviously, shirking it, things like that. So in most scenarios, it says AI will likely worsen overall inequality, a troubling trend that policymakers must proactively address to prevent the technology from further stoking social tension. The blog post reads, it's crucial for countries to establish comprehensive social safety nets and other retraining programs for vulnerable workers. In doing so, we can make the AI transition more inclusive, protecting livelihoods and curbing inequality. And that's really the article. So let's react. I'm going to react to this right here because, this sounds very scary. People could get very worried about something like this. And I understand. But we got to make sure that I'm just coming from a purely Christian believer perspective. We got to make sure that we're understanding what voice is speaking and what filter we're listening through. So this IMF, they have their own political leanings. They have their own perspective. They have their own convictions. And a lot of this is, whether it's true or not, is filtered through fear. And I'm not saying that we disregard it because of that. I'm saying we need to understand. My father always taught me, consider the source. I don't know about you, but you should always think about that. Consider the source. And so they're talking through these things that, and some of this is absolutely, I see this like impacting, complementing jobs, the older generation not wanting to adopt it and shunning it and then being left behind, all that, it's probably true. However, their conclusions, the conclusions that are made can be pretty problematic. So right there, it says that these policymakers need to, it sounds good, crucial for countries to establish comprehensive social, where'd it go? Comprehensive social, um, where is it? These ads, social, here it is, safety nets, social safety nets. What does that mean? Are we talking about universal basic income? We're talking about everybody gets $1,000 a month, and then all the prices go up, and that $1,000 is really only $10. And where if you would have earned, $12 before, you'd have more money than now that you have 1,000. Are we talking about that? Or retraining programs for vulnerable workers? That makes sense to me. Like, are we talking about building in skill set in current workers? Making the AI transition more inclusive, protecting livelihoods, curbing inequality. All of this really comes down to what do they mean by those words? Because if we're advocating that governments come in and try to tell the markets, like the United States government and the UK, honestly, need to go into, Amazon or into the local mall and into your job, into your workplace, and they need to spin up programs to retrain the workforce and things like that. I'm just smelling a big old flat flop because I don't trust the government to do that. That's just my opinion. I think that the ingenuity and creativity needs to come from the market and specifically from the believers. Yeah, I'm talking to you, church. I'm here to mature the saints in love. So I want to give you a perspective of hope and love, that this technology is here, you guys. It's not going anywhere. It's only going to increase. Every single part of our society will be affected by artificial intelligence. I believe these numbers probably are pretty accurate. Like, think about it, 60% of the workforce being greatly impacted, some jobs completely gone. But this is not a time to despair or to lose hope. It's a time to grow in creative skills. It's a time to grow in ingenuity. It's a time to hear the Lord and make sure that we're walking in step with the Spirit. His name is provider. Your job is not your provider. Come on, somebody. He's Jehovah Jireh. All right. That's the God who will see to it. He sees to it on the mountain that there is provision. So, and it's really in the past tense. Jehovah Jireh really means he has seen to it. So he has seen to it that you would be provided for. The question is, are you walking in the Spirit? Are you walking in alignment with him? Or are you taking a fearful approach and just listening to the IMF? I mean, here's my thing. Chew the fat, spit the bones. Listen to the facts, but don't agree with the fear. Listen to the facts, but don't agree with the fear, because there's lots of fear out there concerning this. I liken it to the invention of the calculator or the tractor. That technology totally disrupted certain industries, things like that. It's really more disruptive than that. It's like the invention of the internet, if you're being really honest. It's going to be that disruptive, and it already is. But the point is, it's not going anywhere. It is affecting your life right now. And now the question is, are you going to be afraid of it and just tense up and lose your wits, or are you going to rise up and become someone who understands the day and age, be like the sons of Issachar, who know the times and seasons and what you should do in them? The sons of Issachar were known for that in the scriptures, that they were aware of the times and the seasons and what to do within them. So I'm calling the church up into that. I'm calling us up into hope, and I'm calling us up into empowerment. And that is why I am doing things like hosting this conference coming up. It's called Built for AI. If you're afraid, if you're feeling scared, if you're concerned that your job is going to be gone, I want you to come to this conference. And I'll put the link in the thing. It's on February 10th, and it's going to be an opportunity for you to understand from a Christian perspective what AI is, what it isn't. You're going to be able to see the potential impacts, the potential opportunities. You're going to be able to talk with experts. You're going to explore the realities of this technology, how it intersects with faith as a business owner, as a parent. The key topics right here are going to be theology, motivation, equipping, and leadership. And there's multiple pricing. There's a $25 ticket, gets you in. There's other ones that give you a whole toolkit. You can walk away with a ministry toolkit or a business toolkit for different AI tools that you can utilize and leverage. And so this is going to be a great opportunity for you. And I want every single person that's watching this right now, live on Facebook, on YouTube, to pray about going to this, because it is going to be powerful. And this is one of the ways that you can be equipped. So make sure that you go to tampa-fl.builtforai.live. I put in the comments. You can click that link and step into faith, because if we just listen to the news, I mean, that's a scary number right there. 60%. That's a scary idea. But we need to have a perspective that says, from faith, that we are those who are called to pioneer. So Romans 14 actually says, whatever doesn't proceed from faith is sin. That's a crazy statement. Let me look it up for you. Whatever, I'll give you the address, does not proceed from faith is sin. That is Romans 14. Everything that does not come from faith is sin. Yeah, here you go. Oh man, that's a hard rendering. Here we go. Bible Hub. What was Bible.com? Let's do Bible Gateway. Romans 14:23. Okay. My gosh, these are just different versions, but you see what I'm saying. Whatever does not proceed from faith is sin. It's talking about eating meat sacrificed to idols, but the concept is the same. So if you have doubts about what you're going to eat, you're condemned. It's like, I don't know if I should do this, because the eating is not from faith. For whatever does not proceed from faith is sin. So if you approach AI from a place of fear, that's sin for you. If you if you just listen to articles like this and you get afraid and you just despair, are you operating from faith? I mean, I would say no. So I want to lovingly call the church up into that, and to understand that this technology is here. It's here to stay. It's already disrupting every market in the world. It's not going to get worse. It's going to get more prevalent. And we need to be those who actually act like we're connected to the Creator. We need to be Christians, need to be the people who stand up and say, we have a solution. We have a way to leverage this. This is a tool. The Apostle Paul used written letters. That was his technology to distribute the gospel. And now I'm using a live stream to talk to you about the faith and Christianity. And we preach from a live stream every single Sunday. That's much more efficient than a letter. It goes out immediately. Everyone can watch it all at the same time, all over the world, things like that. That's embracing technology for the sake of the gospel. We need to do the same thing when it comes to artificial intelligence, because it is just that, a new technology that you might be afraid of, but we should operate from faith, not from fear. Whatever does not proceed from faith is sin. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. Thanks, Zach, for the comment there. Good perspective from hope and love, not fear. He is our provider. Amen. So your job is not your provider. Your skills are not your provider. Your gifts are not your provider. Jesus is your provider. God is your provider. And it's an opportunity for us to step into a new level of strategy, new level of hope, and a new level of faith. Faith, hope, and love. Come on. And the greatest of these, obviously, is love. So let's love one another in this situation. Let's talk kindly to one another. Hopefully you're hearing me, and I'm trying to speak kindly. I don't want anyone to feel bad if you're afraid, but this is my admonition to you, is that we need to rise up in faith and not in fear. Okay. So, and I'm also doing my best to equip you. So check out Built for AI. It's also on Eventbrite. Just put in Tampa, Florida, Built for AI, and you can sign up today, February 10th. There's also some extra one-on-one sessions. If you would like other ticket prices, it's a tiered ticket price, and you can actually spend time with the experts themselves, talk to them, ask them questions, and it's going to be great. So Elijah Lowe, Joseph Matera, guys like that, amazing men of God. So if you're watching this on Facebook, I encourage you to go to YouTube and subscribe. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to subscribe. I do Christian podcasts. I have an interview coming up this Friday with a friend of mine named Michael Lombardo. It's going to be powerful. Have a couple up already with David Bradshaw, my buddy Tyler Burns, Brian Simmons from the Passion Translation. Hoping to get some of my other friends like Georgian Banoff and people like that on here to talk about the real life faith, what it looks like to be a Christian in this day and age, and to truly have faith and to walk in the Spirit. And so, yeah, I'm here to mature the saints in love. So please subscribe, share this video if you thought this was helpful, and maybe we'll see you at the Built for AI conference. But either way, we'll see you on a